All right, hi again, beginners. This is Mr. Mo. So now what we're going to be moving on to is our E-flat scale. So with our E-flat scale being a flat scale, the last flat in our order of flats that we have is going to be our danger note. So if we think about our order of flats for E-flat, we have three flats: B-flat, E-flat, A-flat. A-flat is the danger note whenever you play the scale, and it also in every flat scale is the fourth note. So if we think through our first four notes, we have low E-flat, low F, low G, our danger note, low A flat. All right, so what we're going to start with is we're going to put our metronome down to 60. Yes. And then we're going to play the first octave. So take this time, pause if you need to review any of your fingerings to make sure that you have every fingering right before we practice. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready. I really look for dropping jaw as you bring down to your lower octave anytime that you're playing. So be sure that when you're starting, your jaw is low. When you bring it back down, that your jaw stays low. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to view the upper octave. So a couple of tips and tricks for the upper octave. We have one of the most finicky notes, high A flat, right? Depending where our finger is, it's going to play a lot differently. So really watch your half hole, and that's usually the culprit. Watch out for resonance key on G because you have that. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Be sure you're using your vent keys and your flit keys. The big one for most people is high E flat. So we have 1, 2, and then 4, 5, 6. That's all high E flat is. So from D, we go here to E flat. All right. So review any fingerings you need to, and we'll play the upper octave of E flat at 68. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, ready. All right, so now we're going to put the two octaves together. Like with any octaves, we need to make sure that I suggest breathing right before your low octave, so that way all your low notes come out and you have a lot of air to really spin your air down low and use a lot of it. All right, so take any time that you need to make sure that you're reviewing all of your fingerings. All right, here we go. The whole thing at 68. And 1, 2, ready. All right, so one thing that I forgot to mention in the upper octave is as you're working on this, be sure that you're raising your tongue up. Both D and E flat tend to be pretty flat. So if you go check D and E flat with your tuner, chances are they're pretty flat in comparison to everything else. So the difference in your E flat scale, especially from the lowest part of your E flat scale to the most top octave of your E flat scale, is going to be a pretty significant change in your voicing and your air. So just think about that a little bit and experiment as you're working at home on this. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to speed up to 72. All right. 1, 2, ready. All right, so go ahead and pause here if you need to, and then afterwards we're going to play at 76. All right, so now we're going to play our E flat scale 2 octaves at 76. 1, 2, ready. Good, all right, so pause if you need to, go and review. Never be afraid to go back to an earlier timestamp. Even if you played something at 72, maybe in the context you just need to review at 68 again and going back to one of the first timestamps. Don't be afraid to. All right, so now we're going to do it at 80. All right, so here's our E flat major scale at 80, both octaves. And 1, 2, ready. All right, so now we've done our E flat major scale